with Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, this story is all about perspective. It's either tragic or awesome, depending on how you look at it and who you ask. A test rocket that Elon Musk one day hopes to send to Mars successfully launched Wednesday in Boca Chica, Texas, and flew several miles into space, but then exploded when attempting to land. And I'll show you the video of that. But despite the explosion, SpaceX termed it an awesome test in a message across the screen. And the broadcast added, "Congratulations, Starship team. We're watching it right now. It's going down. There's cameras from every angle. It's about to hit the ground, and a big old fiery explosion."
Yeah.
And so depending on who you ask, success, not success. Elon says this was a good day, and, get him next time.
Well, I think he probably would say this aspect of it worked, the launch worked, this particular technology worked, and then that, bringing a rocket back down to the ground that way is just a Herculean task. And so far, there's just no way to propel a rocket without just tons of super high explosive fuel. There is no...
Well,
yes.
You're right. And I can't think of it off the top of my head. What did they launch that they successfully brought down basically on the head of a pin? What was that?
I don't know the name, but true story. A very good friend of mine guy's SpaceX employee number 12 or something. He joined it up at the very beginning. And he used to be on the team that was in charge of retro rockets that would land the rockets. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of one of those things out of, we talk about movers, where you're like, no one notices if you do a good job, but if you dent or whatever, you're all over your ass. Like, yeah, it's spectacular and kind of whatever when the thing, crash lands or doesn't make the landing. But I do know for a fact they landed several rockets successfully.
Falcon 9, I think.
I took a tour of SpaceX several years ago. It was like
he was there.
Well, yeah, one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. And also when I took a tour of Dan Gurney's shop, I saw some SpaceX production going on over there as well. So it's very interesting. Look, I think we all like this stuff, right? Just innovation and moving forward, and the notion that, once you leave it up to the government, it's going to take 25 years. Elon's going to do it in 6. I like that. I like that. I love all the shit like the X Prize.
Yes.
They just have a competition. Really, we're going to see if we can get this plane to be powered by the sun and go over the English Channel and carry 2 people. And it's like everyone just goes at it. And then next thing you know, you get a ton of technology. All right, what else we got, Gina? Sorry.
How many NDAs did you have to sign when you took the tour? You had to have signed something.
I don't recall. I mean, they don't.
A gentleman's agreement.
They don't let you into the areas that they don't want you in. I didn't. That they do, but it's pretty much seemed wide open, and it was just so much precision going on. I mean, the tolerances and how everyone machined everything. I mean, it's just so goddamn impressive.
You were probably tumescent.
Yes, I was. So wait a minute, Gina. You may have crossed the line. Sexually. As soon as I look up to...
Are you interested?
I said probably.
After I look up to Messin, I may contact an attorney. True.
See that you do. So let's stick with space for a second. A secret group called the Galactic Federation has convinced President Trump that humanity is not ready to learn the truth regarding extraterrestrials, as the Galactic Federation feared mass hysteria. And this is according to the Jerusalem Post, and made headlines in the last, I'd say, 48 hours. That's only 2 of the explosive claims made by this retired Israeli General Chaim Eshed, who headed the country's space security program for nearly 30 years. He said Trump launched the Space Force because of this alien invasion. So supposedly, if you believe General Eshed, extraterrestrials are camped underground on Mars with American astronauts. For years, the aliens have communicated with authorities. They made a secret pact. While these otherworldly visitors research our societies, governments on Earth are trying to get humans to evolve enough to comprehend what space and spaceships are. So we talk about this a lot. And apparently, according to some retired generals who now want to tell all, this is already very much happening. What do you think?
I'd like to see a little more documentation on this particular one before I go in, before I go pot committed. It's funny, it's an interesting time with generals and doctors. So I was saying this to someone the other day, but I had no idea there'd be this many kooky, dumb doctors, and I had no idea there'd be this many kind of tell-all generals. When I was a kid, if you were a general or a doctor, if you were a doctor, you're the smartest person in the land. And if you're a general, you're the most stoic person there was. Yep. And you would never rat anyone out or tell tales out of school or just write a book and then try to sell it by, putting some salacious shit in it. I think it's kind of game on now with generals and doctors.
Yeah. Absolutely. But if you're thinking about like the Israeli Defense Force, like they don't mess around. So is this guy nuts or is he just ready to not keep secrets anymore?
Well, living underground on Mars with American astronauts?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the explanation can do you more harm to your cause, like Scientology, like, it's a new religion. It's about positivity and blah, 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 and self-ownership. Like, how nice. Yeah, what happened was there's a fucking space alien who lives under the ground. Okay, you lost me. Same with this. Like, we made contact with aliens. Wow, interesting. Tell me more. Well, they're living on Mars with Americans.
With our people. But I do believe, okay, let me ask you this. Do you believe that when a president is inaugurated, that they get, the big tome to all this extraterrestrial stuff? Or do you think that that's not real? Because I believe it.
I'm fairly agnostic. We saw footage taken from fighter jets recently about things that moved in a certain way that nothing we're aware of could move as. Then I think we had some ballistic jet expert guy call in and tell us about these drones.
Shit on our parade.
Right, that could do this. I feel like almost every time there's something that sounds fairly convincing, there's somebody debunking it. So I'm always just kind of caught in the middle. I will put it to you this way. I would not be surprised if that was in fact what happened or what happens.
That'd be pretty cool.
But I don't know. We'll find out because I feel like if Joe Biden gets this information and we let him get on a couple of years and then we sweat him during a news conference, he's liable to crack.
Yeah.
He's going to shout like he makes something about corn pop or something. Yeah. He's like, hey, butter, I got alien friends. Come over there, take you behind the gym.
They're here. They're already here.
And that's the problem. Hiding in plain sight with old Joe Biden. Nobody's going to believe him anyway.
Yeah. What else we got, Gina?
We got some good news and bad news for Russians and for all of us, but this might be tougher on them. People all over the world are hopeful that this COVID vaccine will lead us back to some semblance of a normal life. But it's leaving Russians in a tough spot because they have to choose between vaccine or vodka. Because health officials are warning people that if they receive the Russian-made Sputnik V vaccine, they will have to give up booze for like 2 months because alcohol could weaken the immune system. No word yet from Pfizer or Moderna whether Americans will also need to stay sober with this cocktail, no pun intended, that we're going to get. But with Russians, very important that they don't drink for 2 months after taking the Sputnik V vaccine.
I have a theory about this, which is Russia probably drinks more than any society on the planet. Obviously, it's going to have big-time effects on the country, productivity, healthcare, things like that. I think every time Russia comes out with something or recommends something, like they go, you can use this preparation H, but now listen, you can't drink for 2 weeks before you apply it, and then 2 weeks. I think they probably say that about you want to buy a bus ticket, you want to enroll your kids in school, you want to buy a fishing hat. Okay, but here's the caveat. They probably just do that because they're probably desperately trying to get people to drink less.
Yeah.
That's a good theory.
I don't know what on a molecular level is going on with their vaccine versus our vaccine. And we've heard no discussions about not drinking. Also, as far as I can tell from the Russians, you tell the populace no drinking before you get the vaccine and after you get the vaccine, you're going to be in single digits in terms of folks that are getting that vaccine. Also, as somebody who likes to tilt a few, I don't like the general umbrella where they go, well, drinking lowers your blah, blah, drinking your immune system. So then they go, don't drink. And then they just say for everything. So, if there's ever an issue, there's ever a problem, whatever, just don't drink. Because it's sort of like saying it's not going to help. But my feeling, I used to say to Dr. Drew all the time when medications, remember when medications all had the alcohol X thing on the martini glass?
The martini, yep.
What happened? Did something happen to that?
Trust me, there's still some specialty medications out there that do that. But they're not the average aspirin or whatever.
Didn't it feel like, I felt like any time there was a prescription medication I got, it had the martini glass with the, maybe they just stamped it on mine.
They knew who
they profiled you.
That's a great bit from Arrested Development with the mom, played by Jessica Waters, who's a kind of an alcoholic, waspy older lady, and she's taking medication, and it has like a kind of a drowsy-eyed person with the martini. It says, Jason Bateman says, but instead, my mother took that as a winking-eyed suggestion.
Well, I would always say to Dr. Drew, I need clarity because is it the no martinis because it's going to jack you up, meaning this sleeping pill is going to seem like 5 sleeping pills, or is it because it's going to have a reaction and destroy my liver?
Right.
I want to know because I'd like to make a responsible choice.
Like an informed choice.
An informed choice.
I'm sitting here strategizing if just doing some ballpark math, if the vaccine is available in the spring or the late winter, the best time to take it would be early to mid-February because you get the Super Bowl. You can drink at the Super Bowl party, but then 2 months is going to be done before Cinco de Mayo. So you got that sweet spot. If you have to go 2 months, you got to go between Super Bowl and Cinco de Mayo.
All right, I'll tell the Russians. Or you're talking about here. I get it.
I'm talking. I don't know if either one of those are very important to Russians.
Speaking of COVID, more animals testing positive. This time, lions at the Barcelona Zoo. 4 of them tested positive for COVID-19. Veterinary authorities said this on Tuesday. It's only the second known case in which large cats have contracted the coronavirus. The 3 females are Zola, Nima, and Run Run. And Kiumbe is the male. They were tested after keepers noticed they showed symptoms. 2 staff at the zoo also test positive, and the outbreak was detected last month. Authorities are still investigating how the lions became infected. What's the crossover here?
Obviously sex, but who?
That's right. Well, there's a couple of suspects since 2 staff members also became infected.
Oh, boy, Gerald
reared
and
its
who
ugly
forced
head.
who? Because when a cat tells you to do something, you do it.
Oh, yeah, the cat's the aggressor, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you cannot rape a Bengal tiger or an African lion or even a lynx is a bridge too far.
Yeah, an ocelot, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Bobcat, forget about it.
No way.
Yeah, you got to do their bidding. And one last cat story. Joe Exotic back in the news, but this is interesting. I think he wanted this to be kept secret, but here we are. So he's trying to get a pardon months before, Trump's out, and so far, no luck. Now he's going to the expert, Kim Kardashian. So he's serving 22 years for hiring a hitman to kill Carol Baskin. We all saw that in the documentary, among other crimes.
I'm the only person on the planet that has not seen 10 seconds of that.
There's 2 people on the show.
Oh.
Don't see it.
No
I am not a fan. Thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was just a crazy people torturing animals. Isn't this great? No good. So he asked Kim to call Donald Trump saying this: no one has to know you did this. And yet we're reporting it. Kardashians, who's doing a 4-year law apprenticeship to become a lawyer, has successfully lobbied to get several people out of prison. So it's not that far-fetched, but something tells me she's not going to go for this.
It'll be interesting. Is she going to take the bar? I mean, it's got to be. She's studying for it. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Got to be coming.
There should be pay-per-view.
Got to be coming soon.
Mark
and
would know.
just to let's break down the Kim Kardashian game film. Like I know it's all comical. She's going to take the bar, but she's probably smarter than most people we know. Certainly. I mean, she comes from a strong family. Her dad was a lawyer, right?
They've got to be shrewd business
they're
people.
They're fucking totally shrewd business people. They're Armo, like Garagos. I don't know why. Just because she looks hot in a bikini, should we be that surprised? I mean, I know I know how she makes her living, but what I'm saying is she's a shrewd businesswoman. She's obviously hardworking and focused and diligent and all that kind of shit. I don't know. I wouldn't be so surprised if she nailed that thing.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, we already have evidence that she has gotten people not exonerated, but it gotten them out of prison. So that's already happened, and she's apparently quite good at it. Also, I think that what I imagine she probably has a lot of help, tutoring. It's not like she's sitting at home burning the midnight oil. I'm pretty sure she can afford to get the best of help for this. So why wouldn't she be able to pass the bar?
And I'll tell you, if you ever get a chance to head down to Garagos's office, you'll see 7 chicks that look like a Kardashian roaming around that place. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's bring it home, Gina Grad.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.